in that the golden hour so far has been the only podcast. Maybe I haven't listened to the new Tim Dillon. I think maybe Tim Dillon defended Lizzo, but I can't think of any podcast out there that has gone out there and seriously defended Lizzo. Because I feel like even if Tim did defend Lizzo, he'd do it in a joking manner. But these guys are the only people out there in media or in content creation that are actually defending fucking Lizzo. And you know why that is? Because they're all fucking victims of cancellation in one way or the other, right? Erik had his Dilliance where some girls came out and said some fuck shit about him. Crystalia obviously has had fucking hundreds of girls and, you know, double digit fucking documentaries made about his creepy behavior and shit. And now he's having to fucking basically work with Brendan Schaub. That's his punishment. Crystalia may not end up in prison. He may not end up losing everything because, you know, again, he's a fucking Nepo baby, so he's going to be fine forever. But maybe Crystalia's penance for his crimes is the fact that he has to work with Brendan Schaub forever and he relies on him for a paycheck. That's probably the worst thing that could ever happen to him, because there was a point in his life where, you know, he used to do fucking T-Fat-K for charity, right? He'd do that shit for fucking shits and giggles. And now he actually needs Brendan Schaub to pay his bills, which is fucking hilarious. So I feel like these guys, what they do, because they're fucking, you know, pussies, instead of standing up for their own cases, instead of like saying what they did, or no, addressing their own, you know, allegations, they'd rather sort of like do it via, you know, via proxy of somebody else. So somebody else prominent gets cancelled in you know, in culture, they'll use that story as a way to sort of like talk about it themselves. So in this clip, they are trying to defend Lizzo by saying that, you know, in the moment, everybody loved getting fucking vagina bananas in their mouths. Fucking crazy. Let's go to the start again. Let's start at the beginning again. Let's go.
Well, that's a whole other. If you're writing a story about
Right.
this later,
Yeah.
or you're recapping something later,
Right.
this is always what they do. In the moment, I'm sure it was like,
Oh,
you see
100%.
that?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, like,
Of
come
course.
on, stop being don't be a bitch.
Yeah,
Eat that.
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're having fun.
Yep.
And then because she's Lizzo and famous, it's
Yep.
like, well, how can I get some
She's this
attention?
monster.
Yeah. Now
100%.
it's being
100%.
presented like that.
Yeah.
I have such a problem with that.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, now I'm upset. But
So Brendan, so what? Brendan didn't get why Chris made that joke. Is he that dense? No way. Did Brendan not understand why Crystalia made that joke in reference to his own cancellations? Crystalia is basically saying, yeah, I get what Erik Griffin's saying, because all those allegations against me were girls that were loving it in the moment, but then turned around and basically said I was a monster. What? No way. Is Brendan seriously that dumb that he didn't understand what the fuck happened there? Let's play that. He can't be that dense.
you know what that felt like? That felt like the canceled horn.
It's fucking horse shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's a
Is Brendan just wary to not get involved and not going down that road because he doesn't? That's the thing. He flirts with getting cancelled. He wants to be next to that because it's going to bring attention to him, but he actually doesn't want to get involved. You know, you love it. You fucking love it. You fucking love it. But yeah, this is fucking hilarious. Clearly, these fucking duns will be the ones to try and defend Lizzo and try and make it seem like they were all loving it in the moment. Even if you love something in the moment, you're allowed to change your mind later on down the line and say, hey, that was probably fucked up, after you think about it, you know, or maybe you explain to somebody else, especially other stories growing up when you're young. Have you ever done that before, where you explained the story about your upbringing to somebody at work and it looks at you like, hey, that wasn't cool, you know, that wasn't something that you should be okay with, and then you think to yourself, hold on, actually it's true, that wasn't actually okay, right? Like, these guys are acting like you can't you know, look back on things and think, hey, that was quite fucked up later on down the line. You have to only say it in the moment. If it's not fucked up in the moment, it doesn't count. These guys, that is pure creepo. That is creepo diddle's fucking tendencies to be like that, to be like outraged when somebody decides to fucking, you know, change their mind on a fucking interaction they had with you. or maybe see it through a different lens, or maybe not be down with it after the fact. Like, that is creepo diddalo energy number uno. And it's no surprise it's coming again, the people that scream about it's the loudest. In the same way Lizzo was the fact acceptance queen. The people who scream about the shit the loudest, for me, are always the biggest culprits. And this is a good example of it. This fucking guy is out here screaming and shouting about this shit. And obviously he's got a lot of allegations against his jacket. Then you've got Chris D'Elia, who's got literally hundreds of allegations against him and double-digit fucking documentaries. It's no surprise that they're barking about this the most, you know? It's fucking no surprise. But yeah, big up Brendan looking confused. He literally looked confused when fucking Chris said his little joke thing.
Being
100%.
presented like that.
Yeah.
I have such a problem with that.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, no.
He generally looks confused. He generally doesn't know what's going on. It's absolutely bizarre, to be fair. But yeah, Brendan's comprehension skills are legendarily bad, isn't it? Like, he actually doesn't know what's happening. He's like looking at him like he's got that fucking he's got the face of fucking Joe Rogan's Labrador, just happy to be alive. You know, what's it called? Franklin, Jocelyn, not Jocelyn. Is it called Johnson? What's Joe Rogan's fucking Labrador called? He's Golden Retriever. Is it Golden Retriever? Labrador? Whatever that thing is. Brendan's got that face, like, just happy to be here with my friends.